Dear viewers, being guided to Islam is not something ordinary. It's a special gift from Allah, given to people who are honestly looking for the truth with a clean heart and sincere intentions. When someone receives guidance, it brings clarity into their life. They start to see the difference between right and wrong, and their life is no longer only about this world but about pleasing Allah. This guidance doesn't come just because someone is smart or works hard. It comes only from Allah's mercy. He gives it to whoever He wants, whenever He wants. Through this mercy, a person comes out of confusion and finds the light of faith. Being guided is a sign that Allah saw goodness in that person's heart and chose them to come closer to Him. And that is the biggest success anyone can have. Today, we are going to hear the story of a British sister who accepted Islam. She was truly searching for the truth, and because of that sincere search, Allah blessed her with guidance. So, now let's move to the main video and listen to her story in her own words.
I've definitely talked about this before, but when I posted a video at Christmas where I shared that I had become Muslim, that I reverted, a lot of people asked me questions about it, especially people who knew me even before I accepted Islam. So I thought I'd tell this story again, briefly. In my mind, this is actually a very long story. Even though I found Islam and became Muslim in a very short time, the journey that led me there was quite long, so I thought I should explain it a little. Still, I'll try to keep this video from getting too long and keep it fairly short. So let's begin. Basically, I was not raised in a very religious environment. I always believed in God, and even though my grandparents were Christian and I was baptized, religion was never really practiced in my home. Like many children in the UK, I went to a Church of England primary school, so I knew about God and some Bible stories, but I never really called myself a Christian. Then, a major change happened in my life in 2021 when my mother passed away. That event made me question everything. I had always been a curious person, but this experience multiplied that curiosity many times over. I really wanted to know why. Why do humans come into this world, live their lives, and then die and leave? After that, I went through severe depression for almost 2 years, and somehow I was searching for the purpose of life. That's what led me to study philosophy at university, because I wanted to understand the biggest questions about the universe: how, why, and what. But I couldn't find any clear direction. When I started university, in my first year, I studied both philosophy and politics. At that point, I knew very little about Islam. Whatever little information I had came through a few people I knew who had Muslim friends. Since I had studied in a Catholic school, I didn't really have Muslim classmates or friends. I never saw Islam as a realistic path for myself, and honestly, I didn't even see myself as someone who could become religious at all. In my first year, I studied philosophy of religion. It made me think more about whether I believed in God or not, but I didn't go very deep into it at that time. I also didn't seriously consider following any organized religion, because I just didn't think I was the kind of person who could believe in a religion. Okay, this is getting a bit long and roundabout, so I'll jump straight to the end of my second year when I was choosing my subjects for the third year. How my view of Islam changed. As I said, I didn't really know Muslims growing up because I went to a Church of England school. But when I came to university, I met Muslims there and they seemed a bit different to me compared to people from other religions. So that made me interested in Islam and I wanted to learn more about it. So in the first semester of my third year at university, I chose a course in Islamic philosophy. Before I continue, I should explain what I used to think about Islam. Honestly, I also believed that Islam was a restrictive and oppressive religion, and even now it surprises me that I thought that way. Obviously, I now know that this isn't true, but at that time I had clearly been influenced by a lot of propaganda. On top of that, I believed that I didn't want to follow an organized religion because I couldn't understand the idea that God exists and then gives humans a set of rules to follow. That idea never felt right to me before. Then, in my Islamic philosophy class, probably in the very first lecture, my professor wrote a question on the board. That question completely changed how I thought about organized religion. The question was, does God command something because it is good, or is something good because God commands it? This question felt very deep to me, because before this, I believed that organized religions were just a list of rules that people had to follow blindly, simply because God said so, and that something is good only because God declared it good. I had never considered the other side of it, that God gives humans rules because those rules are actually good for them. I used to think that just obeying commands is what makes someone good. I had never considered that those commands might actually be for human benefit. This might sound a bit confusing to explain, but anyway, this was the moment when I thought that maybe I had been judging religion too harshly. Maybe religion could actually be for me. Not necessarily Islam, but at least religion itself could be something worth following. After that, I started researching different religions, but Islam kept coming back into my mind again and again. I wanted to know more about it. I kept asking questions, researching, and every time I tried to prove something wrong in Islam or find something I could strongly disagree with, I couldn't find anything like that. Yes, it's true, I really was trying to find faults in Islam, but I couldn't find any. At this stage, I ordered a copy of the Quran. This was probably around January 2025. Then Ramadan came. Even before that, in 2024, I had fasted with my Muslim friends just out of solidarity, just fasting, just staying hungry and thirsty during the day. No prayers, no du'as, nothing else. But this year, 2025, I decided to fast again. This time, I was also reading the Quran, asking questions, learning, and even learning the du'as for iftar. I still wasn't praying, but my interest in Islam kept growing more and more.
Dear viewers, before we continue the video, I have a small request for you. If you are enjoying this video, please subscribe to the channel. And also let's know in the comments that from which city you are supporting us.
By the end of Ramadan, I was honestly very confused. I didn't want to believe in this religion, but the truth was that I already did believe, and I couldn't deny it. That's when I thought I should talk to other non-Muslim people and find out if anyone else had ever felt this way about Islam. So I contacted my local mosque, and they connected me with a girl who was also a revert. Just a few days before Eid, I went to the mosque, had iftar there, and joined the congregational prayer. At that time, I didn't know how to pray at all. I didn't know what I was saying. I was just following everyone, doing ruku and sujud with them. That night was extremely emotional for me. I stayed there until around 11 or 12 at night. I had come straight from work. I was in a rush, completely all over the place, and I honestly felt like crying. But the sense of belonging and community I felt there was something I had never experienced before. The very next day, that same girl and a few other people from the mosque were going to an event, one of Mufti Menk's iftar events. They invited me too, and I thought, I'm free anyway. I don't really have anything else to do, so why not? That day was also very overwhelming. I wore hijab for the first time. I was completely new. I didn't really understand what was going on. People were praying, talking about the Quran, and there were women in abayas everywhere. I felt like a total outsider, but at the same time, everything was really fascinating to me. I learned so much just by talking to the girls there. I was actually very close to saying the Shahada at that same event, but I decided that maybe I wasn't ready yet. I felt like I still needed to learn and understand a bit more. I wanted to go home and think calmly, because those few days had been very emotional for me. Also, everything during Ramadan feels extra intense. I wanted to see what Islam felt like on normal days, not during Ramadan, not close to Eid, but slowly, over time. Then on Eid, I spent some time with those girls again. After that, a few weeks passed. I kept learning, researching, and around 3 weeks after Ramadan ended, I went to the mosque and officially accepted Islam by saying the Shahada. This was a very big decision for me. I know I could have waited longer and done more research, but I realized that I couldn't wait my whole life to become a perfect Muslim. I felt it was better to be an imperfect Muslim than to never become Muslim at all. I'm very afraid of death, and I didn't want to die without becoming Muslim, because deep down, I already believed. I would read the Quran and think, I believe all of this. I felt like I couldn't die this year without being Muslim. Of course, I didn't die, but that was my mindset at the time. I didn't want to take that risk. Even today, I know I'm not perfect, and I still have a lot to learn. But the truth is, if I believe in something, then why should I delay accepting it? No one is ever 100% perfect Muslim, so I didn't see any benefit in waiting. I decided I would keep learning and move forward slowly. Saying the Shahada isn't the end, it's the beginning. So yeah, that's it, friends. This is the summary of my journey to Islam. There are many more details and many more things that convinced me along the way, but overall, this is what happened and what I wanted to share. If you want, I can go into more detail later, but for now, this is the main story. And yes, please avoid giving fatwas in the comment section about me not wearing hijab yet. I know I'm still not perfect. I still have a lot to learn and practice, but I'm trying. And I think that's the best principle for anyone who is interested in Islam. Don't wait to be perfect before saying the Shahada. And that's exactly what I did.
Thank you so much for watching this video till the end. I hope this story touched your heart and reminded you that Allah guides whom He wills. If you found this video meaningful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Please keep us in your prayers, and we will see you in the next video with another beautiful story of guidance. Until then, take care. Peace be upon you.